Even though the Focus Edition has been out for more than 3 months, many of you still have questions, and these are questions that are important. These are questions that need answers, and to make sure that you get good answers to those questions, we've invited folks from the GMAC to come and address the concerns you have. The first question we're going to address in this webinar is how do B schools, or how would B schools look at the GMAT Focus Edition scores, especially in round one when they'll get both GCE and GFE scores as well. We're going to look at the suite of tools that the GMAC's provided to schools. There's been a new suite that was released on 6th of January, and we're going to understand what reactions have schools had to that suite. The second thing that we're going to really talk about is GMAT focus percentiles. Many of you have been concerned that the percentiles will change, that a 645 will no longer be a 90th percentile, a 705 will no longer be a 99th percentile. You expect the percentiles to move to the right. We're going to look at what does the data say. We've had upwards of 20,000 tests that have been administered for the Focus Edition, and the GMAC's going to discuss are the percentiles likely to change? If so, to what degree? This will help you plan your overall GMAT preparation. Now, the third thing we're going to talk about is employment in the US and Europe in the rate of the so-called recession that we are in. There have been some schools that have reported that some employment that overall employment rates are slightly down. We're going to look at what are those schools and how is in general the employment trend in the US and in Europe. What are the top industries, top job profiles that employ MBA graduates, and how should B school graduates plan their MBA journey in light of these macro changes. The last thing we're going to talk about are the official prep resources that the GMAC has released. The GMAC has released these wonderful 6 mock tests. We're going to talk about why the GMAC released a brand new set of tests with new questions. What was the thought process with regards to the analytics that was released with these tools? And then in addition to these mocks, they've also released upwards of 1,800 questions across multiple platforms. You're going to look at how are those questions distributed and how can you leverage those questions to maximize their scores. In addition, so overall, we're going to look at all the concerns that you guys have raised so far. If you have any other concerns, then you can look at the form in the description below and add those concerns, and we'll take those up with the GMAC. With that, as we always say, happy learning.